passed since my mother died. And time has moved so quickly that it scares me. I still cannot believe I'm almost at the 1-year mark. Grief has been unlike anything I've ever experienced. It feels like falling into a hole that never really ends. No one ever taught me how to grieve, especially not at this age. So I've been trying to figure it out day by day. The last time I spoke to her was on a normal Sunday night, just hours before the incident. I went to sleep in Singapore, completely unaware that it would be the last time I'll ever call my mom.
Mana rasanya? Perutnya mana sudah sampai sekarang ya? Bayi ini mana sekarang bayinya? Mana si baby kita nih?
Papa?
Iya, Irfan.
Papa?
Hai papa. Mana papa? Ini papa. Ini Irfan lagi garuk-garuk. Irfan garuk-garuk. Hai Irfan. Irfan lagi ngapain di rumah?
Mama?
Mama lagi
There was one conversation that replayed in my head. It's actually the last conversation that I had before saying goodbye, before coming back to Singapore in December of 2024. Me and my mom kind of got into like a heated argument because, you know, I have this tendency to like wake up really late and everything. I remember her waking me up screaming, like telling me that I should hurry up and stuff. And I didn't think that that would be the last time I'll ever get to talk to her in real life.
Kepada adiknya dan teman-teman. Ya Allah ya Tuhan.
I guess I kind of miss her scolding me, you know, having that strict mom behavior towards me, telling me off all the time and stuff. Yeah, kind of miss that.
Hai Irfan tuh. Mana mama sama Irfan ya? Tuh. Yeah.
One of my goals that I have in my life was to get to know my parents before they die, you know. And I kept on procrastinating on that. And eventually, you know, now it was too late, you know. I didn't get to have that conversation with my mom. And I wish I could have, you know, known more about her and my dad, you know.
So, what do you want to know? You know, the more you talk, the more you can feel your heart lighter, you know, because you want to share the good thing that my wife has done. Then to know that he touched so many people, especially the family, I'm very glad that I can share the moment. Yeah. Okay, I'll try to find the pictures. The earliest picture probably. Yeah, this one actually, this picture was taken before we get married. I know Mama 1995. Then I moved to US to pursue my study in 1997.
You did long distance for how many years?
For 3 years.
3 years.
Until
Yeah.
2000.
Mama was your first love, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think you should know in the beginning that I'm quite introvert, so
Very.
yeah,
It's not
I'm
quite.
introvert. So before graduation, I started to feel that I need to find somebody. So what I did is I just pray. Then on Sunday, my friend after went to the church, he bring actually Mama to join the event. When I open the doors, it's like I'm seeing an angel. No, because she's wearing this white. I remember exactly the kind of dress she wore. And then
Wow.
the reason why I think the long distance work, because I know exactly this is what Allah delivered to me, and then asked me to taking care of her. So it's more deeper than just love. Because love is just too shallow, and then it's difficult to find the word of what kind of relation we have.
Wow.
Since both have a very, very different personality, but with Irfan, because he was the first kid, so we put a lot of efforts on Irfan. We wanted Irfan to be the best, and then we put a very, very high expectation. But sometimes, as a parent, sometimes we don't think what best for the kid, but sometimes what best for us. I think we can be very egoistic sometimes. All the parents, especially the first-time parents. But with Ania, we learn from not from the mistake. That okay, let's kids find their own meaning, their own passion. So with Dania, it's much smoother because we learn during Irfan.
Usually first child is like that, right?
Yeah. And we always like to go to time zone. This is 20.
But Dad doesn't like taking photos, so I went with him
What happened to
instead.
all this? Kenapa Bapak nggak foto-foto lagi?
Yeah,
Bapak dulu ada,
no, because at the time the digital camera is not common yet, so always we print the pictures. But now everything is in hard drive. Yeah, looking at the pictures, basically I realized that first is time fly very quickly. When you were young, you think that every second, it takes a long time just to reach like 1 year, second year, third year. But once you grow old, when your kids grow old, you realize that times fly very quickly. When I look at the pictures when Irfan is young, I still remember the time when both of us teach Irfan how to walk, how to talk. Then without we realize, it's 22 years past, 22 years past already. And the same with Dania. When we look at the photo, I remember the moment when the photo was taken. I remember where it was taken. Then suddenly now it's like 20 years already. Yeah.
Ini ulang tahun kemarin, sekarang mau dirayain ya. Menang berapa? Kedua ya, sama siapa? Papa. Ini siapa?
Mama.
Ini Papa. Ini siapa?
I think when somebody die, actually the person that need to be, that the person that suffer the most is not the person who passed away, but the person who left behind.
Yeah.
So for Mama, because in our Islamic tradition, we know is in a good hand. The only, my regret is I wasn't able to prevent the accident, and then I feel very sorry for Irfan and Dania. Yeah, I think one thing that you need to learn from this is don't take your present time as for granted,
Yeah,
Yeah, because time is beyond our control.
that's why I wanted to talk to you about this, just to, not take time for granted anymore and finally sit down and, have a talk with you about you. Now that I kind of have a grasp of your character, and I still think like you are still one of the most inspiring, one of the most inspirational people that I have in my life gitu. Like the way you carry your own weight, it's different from anyone else that I've met in this world gitu. And the good thing is that, you know, that person is my dad. And how do I say this? You think she's proud of me and Danya for how we turned out?
No, I mean, probably she never told in front of you guys, but she always told me that she was very proud, you know. But Mama, she told me that she couldn't wait to attend your graduation. So I'm sure that she is very, very proud now, you know, in the coming months that you complete your study. That is why I think if you do it for Mama, Irfan. It means a lot. It means a lot to her.
I think one of my biggest regrets is I could have graduated, you know, earlier in 2024. You know, I think, you know, I didn't. I know that one thing that Mama always wanted is to see me graduate. Okay,
fine.
I feel right now. It's been a lot actually, because right after the shoot that we had a few days ago, after taking my sister and my dad home after the shoot, back to the airport, it was a very tough ride home, you know. Shit, bro, like, when I got home, I broke down, bro. I broke down crying. It was just a lot of emotions happening all at once, you know. It was the first time in a couple of months since coming back to Singapore where I've looked at these pictures again. And this time with my sister and my dad, you know. So the emotional weight for me, it's very heavy, I'd say. It was a lot to take in. But it also produced a very good conversation between the two of us, the three of us, actually. I'd say through that conversation that we had, I don't think I fully understood how my dad is as a person, but it's the next step forward, you know, for us to, you know, rebuild and reconnect in a deeper way. I'm sure the next few conversations that we will have as a family, it's gonna be more meaningful, and we'll be able to open up to each other more about like heavy topics like these, you know. Because before this conversation, we've never really had a talk as a family like that. I could say everything all at once, you know. Like having to remember all that. It's very overwhelming, but at the same time, it was very heartwarming to be able to have a talk with my sister, my dad again. Yeah. It was very productive.